Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Jim Wells County Commissioners Court for today, March 10th, 2025, 9 a.m., now in session. Agenda item number 3, public testimony. Is there anybody in the public who'd like to address the court at this time?
Judge, real quick, Saturday we had that event, the unveiling of the Javelina in Fremont, Texas, at the park, Jim Wells County Park. And I want to thank everybody who was out there. I know you were out there, Mary was out there. We had an excellent event, tied in with the NM Kingsville College and Fremont High School. So it turned out real nice. So thank everybody for being out there.
Congratulations to everybody in Fremont, Texas, and he's right. It was a huge event. President of the college and the vice president of the college, Dr. Robert H. Vela and Rito Silva, were all in attendance, and it was a great turnout. God bless. Everything was good.
Judge, sure.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to recognize Lieutenant.
State your name, Sheriff.
I'm Joseph Guy Baker, Sheriff of Jim Wells County.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to take this opportunity to recognize the promotion to Lieutenant Garcia. He's been with the Sheriff's Department for a long time. I just want to say that this is not only his promotion from his past experience, but his leadership abilities, and he's done a lot for the Sheriff's Office, and we're just I was my pleasure and honor to be a part of his promotion to Lieutenant.
Appreciate it, Sheriff. Thank you. Like I told him before, I started. My name is Jonathan Garcia. I'm newly promoted to Lieutenant Patrol. Started here in 2016. Worked my way up as a patrol sergeant. I worked in civil process, and then I worked over in environmental crimes, and then now Lieutenant Patrol. It's going good. I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I won't let you down.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Didn't I just see somebody walking up there? No? Oh, okay. Oh, are we done? We'll move forward to agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, consent agenda. Consent agenda items will be voted upon in one vote and will not be discussed separately unless requested by the county judge, commissioner, or a citizen.
Commissioners, I have reviewed the budget amendment and it's approved, it's been requested on the ballot.
Motion to approve item number 5 is presented, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve agenda item number 5 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and take action entering into a memorandum of understanding agreement, MOU, MOA, between Jim Wells County Sheriff Department and the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, to participate in the Jail Enforcement Model, JEM, appoint a qualified personnel to perform certain functions of an immigrant officer.
Joseph Guy Baker, Sheriff, Jim Wells County. This memorandum of agreement or understanding between the Jim Wells County and ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It's something that we need to do. There's also two other memorandums of agreement that we're working on now. But this particular one is ready for approval. A lot of our federal funding is going to be tied to what they call a 287G county is what they're calling it. We are not at this present time a 287G county, which puts our federal funding at risk. Basically, this agreement would allow one of our jailers, if we had a criminal alien come into the jail that committed some type of offense, for us to then be able to basically deputize that jailer as an immigration officer, so that we require that all of the law that allows him to be questioned as to his citizenship and in those type of regards, that we're covered in that aspect legally. So I strongly encourage this proposal to be approved. And I'm open for any questions if anybody has any.
On that certain individual you put up there, it's gonna be the same one, or you're gonna be switching over to,
So it's just going to be one.
it's just gonna be one
It's
person?
going to be one person. I had some, I was on a Teams meeting with Mr. Holman, the director of ICE, and many of the sheriffs, not only in Texas, but across the country. And this is the direction that we're headed. We know that due to the current situation, mainly a lot of our federal funding is going to be tied to this aspect. They're moving a lot of the federal funding over to address these certain criminal elements that we want to not have in our communities.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So this jailer is gonna be available most of the week? Because I know can't work continuously, so he's gonna work 5 days out of the week and,
He's gonna, yes, the jailer is gonna continue to work his regular shift. So if we were to arrest someone for a criminal offense, they'll be obviously at the jail. When he gets there, he will then interview that person. He's gonna be provided training as well as to how to do the interviews and comply with not only federal but our state laws. And but it'll be one person. He'll be assigned. He'll work his regular shift. It's just a collateral duty, basically, that's given to him.
thank you.
Nobody else, any questions, Judge? Make a motion to approve item number 6 is presented.
Second,
I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Does the contract need any signature, Sheriff? Or just yours, or any proof that it came to Commissioner's Court, or you'll file the minutes, I guess?
I will send that over to you. As far as they're concerned, it just requires my signature, but I'd like to have the court's signature as well.
Discuss, consider, and take action to declare certain county-owned equipment and furniture as surplus and authorize its sale and auction pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 263, Subchapter D. I think this is just from our Orange Grove office, desks, oak fax machines, copy machines, and stuff of that sort.
Motion to approve item number 7 is presented.
A second, I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. When when it's sold like that, it goes only to one, revenue source, right? When we come back, right? Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action enrolling Jim Wells County employees in Texas DIR Certified Cybersecurity Awareness Training FY 2024 and 2025.
Morning, Judge and Commissioner. My name is Robert Silva, and I'm from the Jim Wells County IT Department. We normally have a annual cybersecurity training every year. So it's gonna be the same as last year, but they added the module to talk about artificial intelligence to learn about awareness of it. So we're gonna have a training in place in a women merchant building, or women building or the merchant building. So I will send an announcement to everybody, let them know when to go by. This is mandatory, that we have to take it. And I want to send the final report by August 30th, because we have to send it off on August 31st to the state. You have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve agenda item number 8 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action to approve a resolution for the Victims Coordinator and Liaison Grant application.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Carlos Garcia, District Attorney, and I'm here to present a request for a resolution for the submission of a Victim Coordinator and Liaison Grant application. Grant number is 2026-0870142906. This is a grant through the Attorney General's office. We've had this grant for well over 20 years. This was the first grant I ever worked on when I was an assistant DA in the DA's office, and we've been very fortunate to be able to continue to receive it. It covers it covers most of one employee. Right now, the grant gives up to $45,000. We use it all for personnel. It doesn't cover all of the benefits, so I use asset forfeiture funds to pay the rest that it doesn't cover. There is no matching in this grant. And like I said, the Attorney General's office, when they rolled this out well over 20 years ago, it was to help deal with a gap in the services. You know, at that time, it is when the crime victims' rights were coming out and were, more and more unfunded mandates were being put onto the local jurisdictions. And this was something that the state had put into place to help with that. And it has been a tremendous help. So with that, I'd ask that the resolution be approved. I do have a copy. I can read it into the record. And if I have permission, I'll do that now.
Please do so.
Motion to approve.
A second.
Whereas the 79th Judicial District Attorney has applied or wishes to apply to the Office of the Attorney General for the following grant program: Victim Coordinator and Liaison Grant. Whereas the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court has considered and supports the application filed or to be filed with the Office of Attorney General. Whereas the 79th Judicial District Attorney has designated or wishes to designate the following individual as the authorized official who is given or has been given the power to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate that certain grant with the Office of Attorney General, as well as given the authority to sign all grant adjustment requests, inventory reports, progress reports, and financial reports, or any other official documents related to the grant on behalf of the grantee. Name a person designated as authorized official: Carlos Omar Garcia. Position title: 79th Judicial District Attorney. Now whereas be it resolved that the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court approves the submission of the application to the Office of Attorney General, as well as a designation of the authorized official, to be passed and approved this day of March 2025.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion? Thank y'all. Thank you so much, Carlos. I think, you'll do an excellent job. Hopefully can I entertain a vote here?
Yeah.
I got a motion, I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We know y'all do a great job, Carlos. Thank you so much for what y'all do. We'll try and make it.
Carlos.
Garcia.
Agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the preliminary plat of a 36.386 acre tract designated as Jim Wells County Springs subdivision located in County Road 461, 1/2 mile east of County Road 463. And I think we have Mr. Edgar Garcia.
Good morning, Commissioners. Yeah, my name is Edgar Garcia. I represent the developer. I'm a consultant with Mountain Hunt down from the Rio Grande Valley. This is just a plat that we're working on. Preliminarily, we hope everything looks good, obviously in a preliminary fashion. These are an acre and about a third size lots that we're trying to work on. I don't know if you guys have any questions at this point.
Yes, sir. Where exactly? It's on 461. How far from 463?
Let me see real quick. I'm not too well versed on the geography over there. So it's, let me look it up on the map real quick.
You don't have a copy of the plan?
Yeah, I have it right here, but it doesn't show the road. It only shows County Road 461. It doesn't show the nearest intersection, which is 462.
You don't have an attachment?
No, sir, that's all we have right now.
I have it right here. Just what I'm trying to find out, how far you are from County Road 462.
463. Let me see it.
I know, I'm familiar with the location in Cornelius.
Yes, correct.
Probably right there where Circle C used to be.
Yeah, that's where it's at, yeah. But I don't know how far it goes to the east.
It says, half mile east of 463. So here we have, I can't see this one.
And so from 465, we're still going to be about 1 1/3 miles away.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And they're gonna do the flood studies and all that, right? Because that area there is a flood area.
That's correct.
Correct, sir. We're going to do all the required engineering approvals and studies as the model subdivision rules require.
And how many acres did you say they are? 1 point what?
1.3 acres lot.
Okay, and you do have a copy of our subdivision rules, correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
How wide are they? 101 feet?
Each one is about 101 feet wide.
Mr. Garcia, good morning. This is Michael Guerra, the county attorney.
Yes, sir.
What is going to be the water source for the people who purchase here? Is this served by the local freshwater supply district?
It is served. There are no lines close, so we are working on getting a meeting with the freshwater district to see what our options are to get water to the subdivision.
Okay, so that will have to be resolved before we can give final approval. And also,
correct, 100%, yes, sir.
Okay, and then if you do get into an agreement with them, we require a separate written agreement signed off by both the developer and the district, the water district.
Yes, sir.
On another note, wastewater, what's the plan here? Will the purchaser be responsible for installing septic, systems?
We have not discussed that with the developer, whether it's gonna be, him or it'll be done at building permit stage, but we do expect, septic tanks to be the wastewater source for this development.
Okay.
We've got to make sure that, you may want to read closely on the subdivision rules because it says specifically on water and wastewater as to the amount of acreage that you have and the responsibilities that you may incur because of that.
Correct. Yes, sir. Will do.
Mr. Guerra, isn't there also a ordinance on how far the entrances can be?
The setback lines, yeah, all of that is in the subdivision regulations. And that's why we have this two-step process. They're submitting it right now. We'll take it downstairs to the safety office, have them review it and point out any corrections that need to be made, anything that's missing that needs to be added, for example, the water situation. And then once all those issues are resolved, then we bring it back for final approval.
My name's Medellin Gonzalez. I'm with the Jim Wells County Safety Department. There is an ongoing program right now trying to bring in Ben Bolt and Green Acres and all that area with a sewer system that's going to involve all that area. I don't know how close he is, but he may look into it because that's happening already. They're already in the more preliminary stages, but they're already planning everything. So I'll get that information to him later as to who is in charge of that, doing that sewer system that's going to eventually come through all the way to the city of Alice and probably in the south side sewer plant. What the plan is to decommission all the septic tanks in Ben Bolt and the majority of them Green Acres and hook them all together and bring them, connect them to the south side sewer plant. So that's already in the works, so that he may be close enough to take advantage of that opportunity to hook up with that program. That way he wouldn't have to avail himself of those septic tanks. But we'll get him more information. It's in the very early stages. They're,
Have you been in contact with the subdivider?
not with him, no. Or
Seems
this
to
is
me
the first
that's
time I'm
where
aware of
he
it.
needs to start.
Yes, Bob, I mean, he needs to, well, I usually get that through the county attorney, and he'll let me know. So as soon as he passes forward to me, then we'll look at the site and we'll look at how it entails. 100 feet frontage
We probably
looks
need
kind of
some,
suspect.
who's the engineer,
Yeah, and all that
He
deal,
needs
exactly.
to come up with all a real plan, actually.
Yes, because when you build an OSSF or a septic system, you still have to take account your neighbor and your neighbor on that side. And if you're gonna do city water,
We could
that's,
approve it, but it still needs a lot of detail here.
yes, yeah, I would recommend that we look at it a little closer and then kind of, and then bring it back at a later date and kind of.
Yes, that's what I was gonna ask Mr. Guerra. Mr. Guerra, should we use this as an introduction to it instead of, approving the preliminary plat?
No, we're accepting it. That's why it's a two-step process. He filed the preliminary map. Like I said, it needs to be reviewed by, Mr. Gonzalez. And we will point out anything that we see that is missing, or that needs to be modified before we bring it back for final approval. Usually, we wait, it's usually one meeting and then the next. This one may take a little bit longer because there's still quite a few unresolved issues.
Okay, that being said, I have no problem with approving the preliminary plat. I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Guerra, thank you. Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take action on proposed memorandum of understanding, MOU, with Benbolt Volunteer Fire Department for financial assistance for the purchase of a fire truck, a 2025 Ford F-650 straight frame super cab, in the amount of $138,797.75. The Benbolt Volunteer Fire Department shall reimburse Jim Wells County the total amount of $138,797.75 upon receiving their award, the two HB 2604 truck grants, reimbursable grant, administered through the Texas Forest Service.
Yes, I got a question. Reimbursable, does that have to be reimbursable? Can they keep the money up to, or, I know they use our money to get it and then they reimburse us, but is there any possible way they can keep it, since they already have an ESD?
Keep the
money.
The money?
Because it's reimbursable, right? We were just giving them the money to buy it, and then they reimburse us after they get the grant, right?
Right.
So wouldn't it be, we did that with Fremont when we got the uniforms.
So, what usually happens when we do that and they have the grant, we usually pay for it and then they reimburse us our firefighters' line item. So you're saying,
Yes, I'm saying that when we did the fire suits for the Fremont, we let them keep the money. They reimbursed us, so instead of getting us back to it, they kept it. So I'm asking if we could do the same thing with this one.
okay,
Because
so
they already have an ESD.
there, I mean, the possibility's there, but we do have, I think it's 200,000 in there? 150?
150, I think.
So it's 150,000 of what we usually do. We usually split it, between all the volunteer fire
I
departments.
understand, yeah.
And usually what we do is the only reason we ask for reimbursement is because if there's a certain emergency on one of the forces, then we have the money to help them. Later on in the year, if there hasn't been an emergency, say November, late October, November, December, then that's when we start getting requests to split that money. So if we did that, we wouldn't have that emergency per se readily available. And then
You don't have a timeline when you're receiving the money?
So we should be receiving it anywhere between 30 to 60 days.
Well, for right now, I think it should be reimbursed and then we can figure everything else later. You know, okay, the intent is to reimburse the county. That's what the agenda item says, you know, so I think that's where we need to be.
And Ben Bolt Volunteer Fire Department, they're very appreciative of us at least being able to do that for them, being able to front the money since they may not have the total amount or it leaves them kind of in a bind, so.
And actually, this money that's from the drug forfeiture, am I correct?
This one? No, it's general fund
That
money.
fund for the fire trucks is not from drug forfeiture?
It's general fund money. Yeah, general fund money. So, that being the case, I make a motion that we approve agenda item as read.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Hopefully in the future, we're able to do that with all our volunteer fire departments. Agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and possibly take action on an order adopting Jim Wells County nuisance abatement procedures to be made known to the general public.
Judge, we've already adopted this here, what was it, Mr. Gonzalez, a couple of months ago? And really, the reason I put it up here is just for discuss it and try to get something going. We've had a huge problem with illegal dumping. I know Mr. Aguilar over there has a tremendous problem with illegal dumping all over his community. So do I. And especially with tires, Mr. Garcia has always been real good about helping us out, putting cameras out there. We purchased some cameras to help us out. And it's just, I believe that a lot of people are not aware that this ordinance is in place, being that because we're out in the county, they feel that only cities have it. We do have it, and a lot of it's come from the state. We just had a huge fire there in County Road 465, Judge, we were there. And this is, I believe, the third time that fire has taken place in that area. And if you go back there and look, there's grass that's overgrown, dry grass. There's people that have stacks of tires junk all over the place, and it's become a nuisance in more ways than one. So I feel that we should be able to, I know we want to find people or kind of like go out there, meet with these people and not, really don't want to fine them. We want to make them aware that there's an ordinance, keep it clean it up, and let's educate the people on the ordinance before we start giving out tickets. It's just the same thing as not having a speed limit sign and trying to give somebody a ticket. A lot of them are not aware of it, and it gets out of hand, and our fire departments are overloaded with a lot of work. And I think it's fair that we just start educating people on this ordinance, make it aware. We need to get there with the tire shops here in the city. We discussed, we called the Mr. Ruben Garcia, Judge, here with the city, and he's willing to come in here to try to make it over here earlier and try to help them out with these tire shops and hit them. If they're paying for the exchange of a tire, they're supposed to keep the tire and charge a fee for it. A lot of these tire shops are not doing that. They're getting the tires, the people are taking them, they don't know what to do with it. Mr. Aguilar, they're just dumping them anywhere, and we're the ones that have to spend taxpayer dollars to pick it up, and it's costing us a lot of money. So I think we all need to work together with the city, with everybody involved, the sheriff's department, and get something going here, educate these people on this.
Yes, like Mr. Commissioner Gonzalez said, a lot of people are not aware of the ordinances. We need to educate them, first of all. Once we educate them and know the regulations, we can kind of talk to them. If they don't listen, if they don't take the warning the first time, proceed with more stiffer a fine or something, because I know that the main goal for us is to educate them so they can take action, clean up, whether junk cars, tires, because it is a public nuisance, and it's just pretty bad in some areas, and some people just don't care. We need to make them aware of the consequences, what happens if action is not taken on their part.
We normally, through the safety department, address these issues, usually through septic tanks that are ponding, or there's some seepage or anything like that. So this is, it's been on the book since last May, so certainly we avail ourselves and take the opportunity to utilize this. I passed you those pictures so you can see vivid in your mind as how bad a situation it is, and it mainly speaks about platted neighborhoods. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on those platted neighborhoods first, of course, and we've already put this plan into action. We already visited with at least 3 of those pictures that you see there. We already addressed this issue, and we gave them 30 days verbal, and then we'll send them a copy. And then after that, we'll use the abatement officer. If it doesn't, we don't get the results that we want voluntarily, then the abatement officer has the ability to give him a citation. I don't give citations because I don't have that ability, but the abatement officer can. And that is only as a last resort. We encourage us. These 3 young lady and 2 gentlemen agreed to within the 30 days that they were going to take care of that. And you can see that they get in the way of the easement and makes it very hard for cleanup, even for the county to do its job of maintaining those roads. And the second one that you saw, this picture there, is that the school bus passes through there, and it makes it very hard for the little ones to walk around. All that debris and all that stuff, it's just gotten out of hand. And yes, there is some pushback, but we got to let them that we do have this ordinance, and we do have the backup of the abatement officer. And the worst, in worst case scenario, we'll bring them to court, and then we'll fine them, and we allow the judge to determine the amount of the fee. It can vary. It can go way up to about, in cases of septic tanks, it can go as much as $1,200 fine, or it can go as little as $50 fine, or it can be just, clean it up and we'll drop the charges if that's the case. So we're not here to, be the trash police or anything like that, but in places where it becomes a nuisance because of the recent fires we've been having. And these fires, gentlemen, are not going away. They're going to be here with us. And the better job we do, especially in these neighborhoods, which can be devastating if a fire, and with the wind this size, at this speed, 40, 45 mile per hour winds, it can have a devastating effect. We've seen it, and we're not going to say, well, it hasn't happened to us, but yes, we don't have to wait till it happens to us. We're proactive and stay ahead of the things. So yeah, we'll do our part as much as you can, and you as commissioners, just let us know when you're having difficulties or where you think that it can make a difference. Again, we're concentrating right now in a platted subdivisions because of the closeness of the homes. And you yourselves know your community and know your areas, and you can see where those nuisances are. You can already think in the top of your head, I can send them over there, I can send them over there. Well, I'm a one-man crew, but I will do my best to be able to accommodate you. And of course, the judge will too, so, we can do those things. And if you read your ordinance, you can see who is in violation. You pretty much, it's a no-brainer. You can see that, a lot of people just don't cut their grass for whatever reason, but we're trying to see if we can, give these notices, maybe we'll change a different format. We'll also go to, if you have to be out at Walmart or the Dollar Generals in the communities where they're at, and kind of, let them know that this ordinance is on. And anything we can do from your part, when you meet with your constituents, say, hey, there's an ordinance, right? And you got a little issue there, you might want to take care of it before the officer comes here and gives you the first warning. But it's not about, like I say, dragging them all the way to court. It's about just get them to comply and do what they need. And we all like a clean, cool, nice and clean neighborhood, and I'm sure they do to us sometimes, but it gets out of hand after a while, and they need to be kind of let know that we have this ordinance and they need to prepare. Again, we can use Facebook and we use all kinds of things, kind of just post it out there, that there is an ordinance, especially for, and many different ways that we let them know. Again, any questions, any concerns?
Well, my deal is that I believe that it takes all of us, and not just
Absolutely.
one person, whether it be the emergency management, abatement officer, safety officer. It's a little bit of everything. It's just too much of it out there, and times have changed, and we need to. When we saw Sheriff, you were there, Judge, we were there. We saw the fire that broke out that day, and the amount of junk that was in that property was just amazing. We couldn't get around to it. We used our front loader. My son took a skid steer, and it was just, he couldn't get to it. And it's just the firefighters are overwhelmed, and I think we need to address it. Like you said, we're not trying to punish anybody. We're just trying to make them aware. And I think we should start a campaign of some kind to advertise it locally and make them aware of what the ordinance is.
Yeah. If anybody needs a copy of the ordinances, they can call my office, contact me. I'll be more than glad to supply a copy via email or printed document, or even any other way of information, feel free to call. That's what we're there for.
I might need additional money for bulletproof vests.
Thank you, Mede.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, I did find it on our county website, but it's not anywhere that's easy to find. I had to actually go to the little search box up in the upper right-hand corner and type in nuisance, and it did come up. So I just sent that link to Robert. Maybe he and Arnold can put it in a more prominent place, maybe on the safety, the safety department's page. We have a lot of our ordinances, like the OSSF ordinance, and some of the other ones on that page. The subdivision rules are on there. Maybe we can create a link on there to post that nuisance ordinance. It was up there for a while and then it disappeared. But like I said, I was able to find it. It just needs to be put in a more prominent location.
We probably need to put it like close to where the burn ban is. That way it's readily available for anybody
That would be
who comes into our website. Deacon Mr. Gonzalez, thank you so much. Support you 110%. I support our commissioners here. Very, very, we could be saying that we're trying to do this for beautification purposes, and that's enough. But when we're talking about the lives and the safety and security of our people out there, this is crucial. Like Commissioner Gonzalez said, we were out there at the fire in Benbolt. Fire was 25 feet away, 25 yards away from an inhabited home. In other words, if the wind was blowing a different way, we could have had serious problems. So that being said, I want our community to be well aware of how we could help each other combat this, and we will do our part. We sincerely ask everybody out there to please do your part, because when we come into emergency situations like fires, like we did with the sustained winds that we had, it's a recipe for a disaster. And our good friends and neighbors in San Pat County, we pray for them every day that they're doing fine, but that could easily been us if the wind was blowing the right direction. So, that being said, supported 110%. Deacon will have, any manpower that you need. When you're going out there, we want to make sure that you're safe and secure also. Be careful with the dogs too. But that being said, I'm not sure if we need a motion for anything.
It's a discussion.
It says possibly take action, but we already adopted.
Yeah, it was already adopted.
We had already adopted the order. So we'll make sure the orders are readily available on our website. And we ask the community out there to please take a look at them. Please follow these orders. Let's take a proactive stance instead of taking our chances. If nobody else has anything to add, we can move on to agenda item number 13. Everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you all very much. You guys at Sheriff Department,
Thank you,
we
guys.
appreciate y'all too, for helping us out on this endeavor. Agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Before we adjourn, I do want to take the time to thank Mr. Carlos Garcia, our DA, and our county attorney, Michael Guerra, and our commissioner, Mr. Aguilar, for participating in the Jim Wells County Day at the Capitol. We had a good educational day at the Capitol. We met with our representatives and our senator, both Senator Wanchu Hinojosa and our representative Jan Lozano were very inviting and answered any questions that we may have. And we also took the sixth graders from Bembolt Elementary or middle school, and we took the juniors from the high school. The sixth graders were able to get a tour of the Capitol and were able to go to the Bob Bullock Museum. The juniors were able to come with us with whatever we did during our lunch period. We had Mr. Hunter from the Ag Department come and do a wonderful presentation I say children, they're not children, but the sixth graders. We also had a few of the interns there provide them their stories and the way they ended up at the Capitol, and gave them some good wholesome lessons as far as what they need to be doing with their lives. And it was refreshing to hear the stories from the interns. They're anywhere from 19 to 24 years old, and they got to hear it from them, and that's a big thing. And hopefully on the next one, we're able to take more students from the other high schools and other elementaries if possible, and take a bigger crowd to represent our Jim Wells County. But all in all, it was a great thing, and we appreciate Bembolt ISD officials who went with us and who made it possible. Thank you all very much.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to adjourn. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.